Okay, guys, here we go. Unit 12. So, our first word, abominate. It is an adjective. It means worthy of or causing disgust or hatred, or very bad or unpleasant. So, I abominate mayonnaise, for example, because mayonnaise causes a lot, I like disgust and I hate mayonnaise. So, I abominate or hate, strongly dislike because it disgusts me. Mayonnaise. Aggrandize, it's a verb and it has a few shades of definition or shades of meaning here. One is to widen in scope or to enlarge. You can, or it means to make great or greater in power, wealth, rank, or honor. So, like Macbeth tried to aggrandize himself by killing the king, for example. Or three, to make something appear greater. So, like girls may like tease their hair and like put a lot of hairspray in it to like aggrandize the appearance. Amnesty, it's a noun and it means a general pardon for offense, especially with political offenses. You most often hear it used in this context, or you are going to hear it like a forgetting or overlooking of any past offense in general. But like I said, most often it has to do with politics. So the spy asked for amnesty after the new president was elected, or your friend asked for amnesty after 10 years had passed. Both work, but like I said, most often it has to do with politics. Anomalous, it is an adjective and it means inconsistent with or deviating from the usual. So like if you order pepperoni pizza and then one day you order it and there's like a pepper on it or like an olive, that would be an anomalous discovery. It's inconsistent from the usual. Or it means an uncertain nature or classification, paradoxical, like it's something that you were unsure about. So like an anomalous decision about, I don't know, your college major. Aspersion, it is a noun and it is always negative. A damaging or derogatory remark or criticism, slander, or the act of slandering. Defamation. So an aspersion is a remark that is critical, but also there's this like tone of slandering someone, of ruining someone's reputation with your aspersion. Atrophy, it is a verb and it most often has to do with body. Excuse me, this is a verb and a noun. I know here it only says verb, but make sure you have verb and noun. Most often it has to do with body parts, but not always. A degeneration, decline, or decrease from disuse, to waste away from lack of use. So, for example, like your leg began to atrophy after 5 months in a cast. It would wither away, or the muscles would wither away because you're not using it. But not always, like I said, with body, it could be with your interest. So, my love of Star Wars started to atrophy after years of not watching any of the movies. Autonomy, it is a noun and it means an independence or freedom from the will of one's actions or self-government or the right of self-government. So in this picture here, you have like the kid who's asking for autonomy from his mom by moving out. Or women may ask for autonomy from their husbands to kind of self-govern. Bedlam, it is a noun. So it's a thing. It's like a state of or a scene of uproar and confusion. Something would have to be a bedlam, like a fight in the hallway, or here, this is like the pit at a show would be like complete bedlam. Brusque, that's how you say this, brusque. Brusque is an adjective and it means abrupt in manner, blunt and rough. This is negatively toned. If someone is blunt and abrupt, like very short with you, they are responding in a brusque way. It's because they're kind of annoyed or bothered by you. So their response would be very brusque. It'd be very kind of like, no. And that's the end of the conversation. Cajole, it's a verb. This picture makes me laugh. To cajole is to persuade by flattery or promises, to attempt to coax or flatter. So it does mean to like coax or pull out, like you see with this cat here. But cajoling also has this like sense of somebody is flattering you in order to get you to do what they want. They're cajoling you by saying like, oh, you're so smart and so nice. Like a parent or like a kid would do towards a parent if they wanted, like $10 or something, they would flatter them, cajole them. Castigate. It is a verb, and it means to criticize or reprimand severely, like you see in this picture, or to punish in order to correct. So here, the mom is castigating the husband by saying, shame on you. She is criticizing or reprimanding severely in order for whatever the behavior was, whatever the husband did, to change, castigating him. Caveat. Again, that is how you say this. Caveat. A caveat is a noun, and it's a warning or caution of specific stipulations, conditions, or limitations. So a lot of times I will give you a caveat before, explaining a project and say like, okay, one caveat is don't let your presentation go over 5 minutes. That's a caveat. It's kind of like a warning, where you get specific stipulations or conditions, limitations. Circumvent. It is a verb, and so that means it's something that you do, and it means to go around or bypass. So just like you see here with the plane, it will circumvent, right, another plane if it happens to be in its way. Also, it means, it's to avoid, right, to defeat, or some type of unpleasantness by artfulness or deception, to avoid by outwitting. So you might circumvent a ticket by planning to cry when the cop comes over. You're kind of like going around the rules. That's the other way to use it. Contemptuous. I love this picture of Oscar for this. It's an adjective, and it means showing or expressing disdain, scornful, and disrespectful. Contemptuous is like you just kind of can't stand the person, so you show disdain, or that you really don't like them by your attitude or like disrespectful comments. Culpable. It's an adjective, and it means deserving blame or censure, blameworthy. If somebody is culpable, you want to like see this girl here. She's pointing at somebody else saying like, oh, they're culpable, not me, right? Somebody else is deserving of blame. They are culpable or deserving of blame. Deleterious. It is an adjective, and it means harmful or injurious. So here, smoking while pregnant would be a deleterious behavior. It's something that would be very harmful for yourself to do. Disavow is a verb, and it means to disclaim knowledge of, connection with, or responsibility of, disown, or repudiate. There's some synonyms there for you too. Basically, to disavow something is to say that like you don't know anything about it has nothing to do with you. Just like a newspaper might disavow themselves of like any criminal activity. Politicians do this too. They disavow themselves of any criminal wrongdoing. Estranged. It's an adjective. It has to do with people, no longer in close or affectionate to someone, alienated. So you almost always hear this with like an estranged couple, an estranged husband or wife. That means they used to love each other, but now they don't, and they don't really communicate anymore. I know that was a question on the last quiz. Evanescence. It is an adjective, and it means vanishing, fading away, or fleeting. Just like these bubbles, they are evanescent in the air. Sometimes your dreams or goals can be a bit evanescent if they don't last very long. So vanishing or fading away. Our last word here, I think this one was missing from the last vocab unit. Flout. To flout. That is a verb and a noun. I know it only says verb here. This is why I want you listening. Verb and noun. It means to disagree or openly disobey, to insult or jeer. So you would like flout your enemy by like making fun of them. Or you could flout the rules. Like this pug is flouting the rules. How cute is this picture, by the way? Flouting the rules by being on top of this keep off sign. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in class. Bye.